Thank you for joining us. I'm State Senator Don DeWitte from the 33rd Senate District. I represent portions of Kane, McHenry, and DuPage counties. And I'm joined today by my colleagues, Senate Republican Senator Erica Harris, Assistant Republican Leader Jill Tracy, and Deputy Republican Leader Sue Rezin. Today we are here to discuss our legislative priorities that address an issue that affects every individual who lives in the state of Illinois, and I'm sure every person sitting in this room, the high cost of living in Illinois. As inflation continues to drive up costs on everything from groceries to entertainment, medications, and even energy costs, families are struggling more and more every day, especially for seniors who live on fixed incomes. They simply are not in a position to be able to absorb higher costs for items they need to stay warm, to stay fed, and to stay healthy. But before we get into the specifics of our proposals to address these issues, I want to go back in time just about a year ago this week for a moment when we had a chance to provide permanent, meaningful relief to families. Instead, we left here last May with one-time temporary relief just ahead of a major general election. Most of that relief has already come and gone, yet families are arguably in an even worse financial position today than they were a year ago. Now fast forward to today. The governor and the legislature have another chance to provide the meaningful relief that Senate Republicans called for just a year ago and prove that the 2022 tax incentives were not politically motivated. The governor has recently indicated, music to our ears, the governor has recently indicated the potential for tax cuts. So the time is right to provide substantive relief to Illinois families. And the proposals we are here to discuss collectively today should not be viewed as partisan proposals. In fact, we believe our ideas provide a perfect opportunity for continuing bipartisanship. So with that, I'll begin by discussing our first bill this morning, Senate Bill 1150. As you recall, one of the 2022 temporary tax incentives was the one-year suspension of the 1% sales tax on groceries. That suspension is set to expire on June 30th of this year. Taxes on groceries are set to resume on July 1st, at which point consumers will begin paying state sales tax once again on top of the roughly 10% or more of inflationary increases that they're already paying for groceries. Our Senate Bill 1150 picks up right where the governor's temporary suspension ends and makes the state sales tax exemption for groceries permanent. Even better, our legislation permanently exempts prescription drugs and other medical devices from state sales taxes beginning July 1st of this year as well. By permanently eliminating the state sales tax on groceries, medications, and medical supplies, we are letting these struggling Illinois families know that we hear them, we understand them, and we are attempting to respond to their pleas for help. Food and medicine are necessities. There's no good reason the government should be making money off of items people need to survive. We can all agree, Democrats and Republicans alike, that inflation has hit every Illinoisan in this state from Waukegan to Cairo. So let's all set aside partisan differences and work together to provide real solutions for our constituents so that we can prove once again, when Republicans and Democrats come together, we make good things happen for the residents of this state.